Hello everyone! With this video I want you to present my final essay of this English class. As the title of my essay, I choose a fruit versus a robot because I choose Apple and Samsung for this compare and contrast essay. Why I choose Apple and Samsung? I choose these two brands because I think these two brands dominate the market we are involved. Also, I choose this because I think the people that is around us, if we talk to them and we saw their phones, they have an Apple phone or a Samsung phone. And also I choose this because I think when we want to buy a phone, for example, we have questions. The first question that comes to our mind is which one is cheaper, and the other question that we have is which brand is better, if Samsung or Apple, because when we talk to our friends they said no, Apple is better because of this, and the other friend said no, Samsung is better because of this, but they did not give us a really important topic why that phone is better than the other. For the format of my essay, I choose point by point. I choose this point by point because I think that it's more organized for us to talk just in a paragraph about one idea, and it's better for the lecturer and the person that is reading to have a better comprehension of what we want to transmit to them. That's why I choose point by point. What is my essay about? As I told you before, my essay is about these two brands that are important in the market of technology and provide us a service. The three topics that I focus in this essay is the price, because I think that we always are searching for something cheaper, but we do not focus in other things. For example, in this essay, I also talk about speed, because I think that depending for what we are using the phone, speed is a really important fact, because if we are searching for something or if we are using an application, we always want it to be faster, not so it helps us to reduce the time we use the phone. Also, I choose the operating system because, as you know, Apple have iOS as their operating system and Samsung have Android. But the difference between this is that for your applications, you have to pay it when you have an Apple phone for their applications. But if you have a Samsung phone, you do not have to pay for it because this is free. But the better thing for Apple is that they have applications that permit you to connect with other Apple machines, for example for a MacBook or things like that, so you can talk with your friends that have Apple things, to connect and talk with them, to be more in touch with them. In conclusion, I focus in the people of San Francisco University because I think that for us it's better to have a Apple phone or a MacBook, because if you want to pass a really big document for your friend, you just have to turn on your phone and pass it because of their applications, as I told you before. So you just pass, doesn't matter if it's a very heavy document. Also, I think it's better to have a Apple phone, because if you want to sell it in the future, the devaluation of an Apple phone is less than the devaluation of a Samsung. So if you want to buy it in 2 or in 3 years, you do not lose so much money for it. As we know, is Apple, it's really expensive as at the beginning, but if you want to sell it to the future, you do not lose your so much money. And what I learned with this homework is that writing an essay, you have to have a lot of time to write an essay because it have difficult things and easy things to write it. The things that I find easy and difficult, it's like looking for information. It's both, because as you know, Apple and Samsung are important brands in the world, so you can find information about it. But the difficult thing is that you do not find specific information. For example, the devaluating of the price of this phone was really difficult for me to find it. Also, an easy thing to for that I learned is that choosing the product, as I told you before, it's really easy to find information about Apple and Samsung. And the other difficult thing I found in this I learned is that it's a little bit complicated for us to write in third person, because when we write about it, we want always to talk about what I think about something. So we want to say, I think it's better for us, but in an essay, we have to write it in third person. And also, it was really difficult for me to use the punctuation in some cases, because I was writing and I did not focus that the sentence was too long, so I have to think to where to put the point, or where to use a comma, or if I have to use before or after a question mark the comma. So that was the difficulties and the similarities of this. Thank you.